From topics A to Z via 1, 2, 3, you'll always be fun to me. Your hyper focus will never be mocked. So let's deep dive on Torin Talks. Hello and welcome to the Torin Talks podcast, where hyper focusers are not too much. And today we are talking to, hey, you know what I mean. We're talking to Andy underscore Havoc. Andy is a full-time streamer and content creator on Twitch and YouTube. He plays a multitude of variety of games while having incredibly funny and welcoming streams, which have a big focus on meeting people, building community, and much, much more. And I am very excited to talk about more with you and deep dive into it. And yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm so excited.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, this is great.
Oh, good. We'll see. First off, Andy, just how are you, man? It's been a while since we've actually gotten to just talk and hang out.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, really. It's I like that we see each other in streams and we message and stuff, but yeah, really just talking, especially like, face to face or in a chat or whatever. It's so nice. But yeah, I'm doing great. I mean, you know the drill. Work on things. Wake up and you're in work, and go to sleep and you're in work, and
Dreaming
it's
about
great,
work.
though.
You know?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh, God, it's so true. And even that. Do you have ways that? And for the record, anyone that does not know, Andy and I both are full-time content creators in various ways, and thus self-employed. And
Yeah.
our work is in our homes. And don't
Yeah.
find it. That's fucking weird. But yeah, like, don't look at the background. No. It's such a weird experience in some ways. Even, I would say, even from like, in quote, a normal job, because the hours aren't normal, hardly ever consistent. Even the plans and everything can change. So do you have ways that you help separate that in, like, this space is only for work, this space is only for home type of things, anything like that?
That's always been the problem. I always think, like, especially with work, you clock out, you go home, and you're just home.
Right.
Like, that's it. So with this, I mean, I got a laptop on my nightstand. I come over here and it's computer. I got everything on my phone still. So you're just always plugged into it. And that's been the toughest thing, is not feeling like almost guilty for not doing stuff. If there's stuff you can do right here, you know. But I think just kind of remembering, and I've been talking about this a lot, just remembering that with creating anything, there's times when you're just locked in, everything's just fire and you're working, just let that roll. If that's 20 hours of just straight up incredible progress, like, do it. But there's those times where there's like maybe 1 hour you just can't focus, you're just pounding away and nothing's working. And it's like, just walk away from it, take a walk, play some games offline, whatever. So those kind of things are definitely things I've had to do more of. And having a separate room altogether from everything has been just huge. So, having this space where, even though I have like, I'll have a computer here and then like an area back there to do music or whatever on, it's like, that's all here. And then when I leave this area, it's like, okay, that's over there,
Right.
So just separating that has been really helpful.
Good. And honestly, I feel that's so hard. And I think it's whatever neurodivergence is happening, the dopamine train of when it feels good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, where, especially in such a creative job, and it's not to say, like, even as an engineer, I had to be creative in things, but
Right.
it was very different than, I'm going to make an overlay, I'm going to make a show, I'm going to play video games and suck at it. And just,
Right.
It's such a different thing where there is I mean, maybe you feel this way too, but there's a thing of discipline has to be there too, to keep going, even when, not necessarily burnout, but like the creative sparks aren't sparking as hot, if you will. Yeah.
Yeah, it hits both ways for sure. I mean, you have to keep yourself on track, but also have to remember, like, there's only so much you can realistically do before it's unproductive, I mean, if I'm putting out hours and hours of videos that I just think are awful because I don't want to do it for YouTube. It's like that's hours and hours of wasted time and effort essentially. But if I take like a break from that, do a stream somewhere, or, maybe even just write down ideas or, get ready for the next thing, get excited about something else, then I can kind of come back to that, which is, I guess, why I never even thought about this till now, but I guess that's why I schedule it out and like pre-record all those videos. Cause if I'm rolling, I just want to get that done. And then there's like periods of time where I don't feel like doing any of that. So it's a good way of balancing that, I guess, with the schedule. That's kind of eye-opening there, I guess.
That's what we do. Thank you. You're very welcome.
Well, yeah, I guess.
My therapy bill is not.
Right? What the heck? Okay.
We're only 5 minutes in. Yes. No. Honestly, though, in some ways, I feel like that's the nice part about like Twitch versus YouTube in a way of just not that I'm at this point, but you can capitalize on those things while people aren't watching you live.
Yeah.
Versus being on Twitch and you've got a Twitch chat, not necessarily that you're beholden to them, but it's a community element and an immediacy, right, of having to do that immediately there and like respond and to also just control 6 things at once.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, streaming live is controlling 6 things at once, like making sure your shit's actually going.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And watching chat, responding to chat, and then whatever you are streaming at the time, unless it's maybe just chatting. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right? Oh,
for
man.
sure.
Now, recently, I unfortunately wasn't there for it, but didn't you have your community stream recently?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. So we did. I was trying to do a 24-hour community stream, and
is this
like you say, just
thing?
The one day I have anything planned, anything scheduled, 9 hours and 5 disconnects later, I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna rate. We'll try another day.
You know what though? Yeah. Like that is something I personally really appreciate about you, Andy. Is just there is a tenaciousness about you, and even though like. I think we're both similar in this way of just things can really get us down, but damn it, we're gonna keep trying. Like we feel like doo-doo by the end of it, but you know what?
Yeah.
Just keep showing up.
Yeah, definitely. I know. And that's the thing about this whole, creating experience, whatever you're creating or doing or plugging away at, like this is how it's gonna be all the time. I mean, it's been said many times, it's such a cliche, but it's like you're gonna try thousands of things and thousands of times and one thing will work, but man, just getting there is probably what keeps those people, that are successful because they don't stop. I mean, I can't imagine where I'd be if I was like, the Xbox doesn't work. I think I'm just done, because I was at that point real early where I'm like, I'm not buying a new Xbox just to stream. What do I care? But then I kept doing it and I was like, maybe I'm glad I care. It's been pretty fun.
This is actually kind of fun. Yeah, I even remember that was one of the funniest clips I think has ever occurred on your stream was during the Xbox days before your computer and Cam and everything of what is the game? It's Family Feud, but is it Family Feud on the Xbox too?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't remember the question, but something of what is Tarzan likely to call our best friend or so, I don't remember.
Yeah, there was something I know that, and it had something to do with like exactly like Tarzan or the Jungle Book or something where there was like animals involved, and I didn't know anything about it, but I was like, oh, animals, whatever, sure. And everybody in chat was just like, put elephant. It's got to be elephant. I'm like, it's not elephant. There's no way it's elephant. Come on, what are you talking about? So I didn't, and then the other team took it, and it was elephant, and I just like left the room and yelled.
It was so funny, and like. Enough where it's what subs. 4 years later, 5 years later. Oh my god, it was, and it's such, I think, a testament to how good of a streamer you are. Where we didn't even have a cam, we didn't have any way to even see your reaction, but it was so well done. Even just from the voice, proximity to mic of just
you just hear it get fainter and fainter and a door slam. And it's just that's how it is, though. I mean, it's the best because I don't have to even think about it. It just happens. I mean, like getting jump scared or any of these
Oh, yeah.
reactions or whatever. I mean, that's the thing I love about a lot of the people we watch, and you included. It's like it's all just so natural. It's just out there.
Hmm.
We don't even have to like try or do. It just happens. It's great.
Well, and I think now, don't get me wrong. At least for me, I definitely have to try, but in a different way.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
because due to a lot of my content is due to the anxiety and OCD I have. There's a lot of
Right.
things to overcome there of being live to a bunch of people, and almost worse that I can't see because I can't see their reactions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, or they're John Cena. So, but I was gonna ask, like, you know it is so effortless in some ways, and maybe that's due to trust, but also a vulnerability to be yourself. Maybe I don't know if that
Yeah, I
sounds
don't
right.
know. I mean, I think if I had started doing this when I was like 20, I would have been embellishing stuff and
Yeah.
playing a character and, just going over the top. But man, coming home from work every day and getting on stream, it was just like, you know what? I've had 12 hours away from my house every day,
Mhm.
and I'm just too tired to do anything other than just be here.
Yeah.
And so there's times when you're like just you because you have nothing else to be. You don't even have the energy to do or be anything else. And then there's other times when it's like, you want to put on a show or do something different or special. And, the real you just kind of seeps out anyway. I mean, there's been a few times where I've tried to do like certain things on stream and it's like, boy, this was a good hour, but I'm going to do what I want to do for the rest of the stream now, you
And the
know?
person that like claws out you.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah, a certain game or a certain whatever. I'm just like, nah, we
Oh,
just
that's so
gotta.
funny.
It's just so exhausting.
It really is, and and I think I can absolutely empathize with that, and I think this is also due to like us both doing retail and service jobs for
Yeah,
so long first. Oh man, there's, you're not representing you in those jobs, you're representing the company you work for.
right.
And you have to be on your best behavior in a lot of
Yeah,
ways, which some people, that's totally cool and easy for them. Just me not being able to curse at work was rough.
yeah,
It
yeah, oh yeah,
was
for
so
sure.
bad. So like is streaming then just the unmask, like I can just let the belt loops
Yeah,
loose and just
I think both of us though, and it's interesting you mentioned that both of us
Mm,
have not, like a higher up that's telling us how to act or be or professionalism in that nature, but how we want our stream to be perceived though. So like, there's certain things we wouldn't do just because that's not how like I want my stream, and I know that's not how you want your stream to be perceived. So, um, yeah, definitely in both ways, I could see it. Like, because yeah, retail. I'm in the warehouse. You know, it's game over, whatever. But
yeah.
man, I'm
We
out on that
have to be here.
sales
We
floor.
all know the
Yeah,
score
I'm
here.
making friends with people on the floor and stuff. It's great. Yeah, totally.
Oh, gosh, that's so true. So now with your streams, there's at least what I observe and or see is a throughput of no matter what it is, whatever game it is, if it's an event, um, there's a throughput that I see of just community. I think is probably the
Mhm.
best way to say it. At least what I think. And I said it, sure. Just but even like when people raid into stream, for anyone who doesn't know what that is, that's people visiting your stream from another channel. So it would be like you turning on the channel, but you can take your guest with you.
Yeah.
Um, Even then, when people come in and they're brand new, one of the first things you say, which I think is very unique to you, is tell me what y'all are up to. Like,
Yeah.
promote what you're doing. Tell me who you are. Versus like, hey, I'm Andy, this is what I'm doing, blah, 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 blah. Like, don't talk about yourself because this is my time to shine.
Yeah.
Your platform, if this was a stage, you have a big bright light on yourself, but then there's multiple lights popping up on everybody else.
Oh yeah.
Like, would you say that's true? Is that your ultimate goal for what you do, or just that's just who you are? Like, where did that
Yeah,
come from?
definitely.
Yeah.
I think that was well, it was very like I don't know. When I got on Twitch, I knew nothing about the internet or Twitch or Twitter drama or anything at the time.
Mm.
So I had an idea of what streaming was, and it was just get on stream, make stuff, talk to people that want to talk to you, but people are just going to watch and enjoy. And then when I found out like what a raid was, I was like, oh, so they're coming to my stream, but they don't really have a choice in the matter unless they leave the raid. So it's like,
You
they're
will
doing me
visit
a
these people
yeah,
now.
they're doing me a huge favor by coming over here. And then I saw people like acknowledging the person that raids in, and I said, "Oh, that's cool. What about everybody else though? Because like, if I go in on a raid, am I just supposed to sit and watch what's going on, or like, what is this all about?" So I've always been one interested and just fascinated in like everything when people have hobbies or interests or stuff they're working on. I think that's just really cool. And I want to get excited about what they're doing. And I want to get excited about new stuff. So that's always helpful to learn just something I might not know already about, what they're creating. But then also it's like it gives people an opportunity to feel immediately connected to where they are. So like if somebody comes in and they're a first time chatter, I'm not pointing out that they're a first time chatter, but I will give them an opportunity to be like, hey, this is who I am and this is what I do. And it's not like a transaction like if you have like a channel point thing, which I don't find a problem with that at all. But I also think it's like I don't want you to feel like you have to sit here and look at me for so long before you're able to talk to me about stuff. So
Yeah.
I just wanted people to feel like people in my stream, and I wanted to feel like, I gave more people an opportunity to talk about what they were doing and everything. And so like it's so mutually beneficial, which is always like something I'll be saying too, because I want it to not just be like, come in and look at me, come in and do for me, but what can I also learn from you and show to you? And, like there's just so much about streaming that's like hopefully beneficial to anybody that watches a stream or is part of a stream. So yeah, that was all where that came from. And it was pretty early on too. Like I say, before I knew about like Twitter drama, no self promotion and all that stuff, it just wasn't even a thought in my mind. And I can understand people have rules and, run your stream exactly the way you feel comfortable running stream. And this is just how I've always been comfortable running mine. So I just kind of went with it.
Yeah, and it makes sense when you think about it, because absolutely agreed. And again, anyone's unfamiliar, in Twitch, a lot of the people's channels will have rules like, hey, no self promotion or anything like that. But at the same time, it doesn't. I mean, I feel like your viewpoint makes more sense because at its core, it's a social platform.
Right.
So the thought of just you have a, let's say, an auditorium of 30 people, and you're talking, doing things, presenting, chatting back and forth, and someone walks in and they're like, no. Like, you
Yeah.
can sit in the
Yeah.
corner and say nothing. Like, it
Yeah.
makes
Exactly.
no sense, right? Oh
Yeah.
man. And it, like I said, I think it's unique to you, at least, as the first thing that people say when, like, or sorry, first thing that you say when people raid or
Mhm.
new people come in. And at least for me, I think it's really well done. And
Oh, I appreciate that.
yeah, of course. Yeah, weird. I wouldn't have stayed around as long. But no, like, man, this guy sucks.
Yeah. Right. What am I doing here? Jesus.
No. No, absolutely. It's a wonderful thing. And I had, like, your community, I think it's such a rare one because it is a big community, but everyone is so different.
Oh
And
yeah.
we can kind of, and we, I mean, as his audience, can kind of form little groups around it and friendships.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. And because realistically, Twitch has so many people on it, and it's really hard to make yourself stand out in any way.
Yeah.
And you, like, even us too, we have, at least people have told me and compared us as
Yeah.
far as like how our streams go, how we are, and they're like, hey, you're like the female version of Andy, and I'm like, get out. Like, no, Andy's the male version of me. No, I'm kidding. But,
Yeah. Exactly.
stop. But I really just wanted to give you accolades for that. And
Oh.
one other part that I think is very unique about your stream that I absolutely want to ask about is few, but your music parts of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at
It's a
least
big
like,
part.
well, and I feel like, I mean, I've been in your stream for what, 4 or 5 years now, and
Yeah.
we've talked about music a little bit, and it's never been like a focus of your stream because it's always been like just chatting or games or something, right? So, share with the class what music parts do you have on there? There's a
Well,
particular sound alert, is what I'm thinking of. But,
there's just so much, and it's so funny because, um, I'll be recording a lot more just things and
Mm.
stuff, and I have a lot of plans for that. But yeah, it's another one of those, like, it goes back to that whole, if you're just feeling something, do it. And every
Yeah.
now and then, like every couple of years, I'll just feel this urge to make all kinds of music. It's parody songs or jokes or just, out of this world kind of, what are you thinking? What are you doing? And I a good example is like the raining tacos parody, right?
Yep. That
So
may have been the one I'm thinking about. I
yeah, that
don't
one is crazy. Okay. So I
You
do a
can expand.
song.
Yes, please.
Yeah. It's like there's no way to even explain how this even came about.
Oh,
So
okay.
everybody has the raining tacos. Like for a while, I just kept hearing people have that alert. Like it was just a thing, a sound alert they played. It's raining tacos. And my computer was broken for like a week or something. And while it was getting fixed, I was walking around just listening to streams, and that
Mm.
song kept coming on. And for some reason, I changed the lyrics from "It's raining tacos" to "It's raining semen." And then I expanded on that song. And that was just for some reason, no reason at all, just why that, you know, became a thing. And then I made an entire song. I took the full version of that song and made a whole song with the lyrics and everything and just sang I mean, I just like blew my voice out.
Oh, God.
Like I was sick for days after that because
No.
my throat hurt so much. Yeah. So I'm just yelling at in this room, and I'm sure all the neighbors heard and everything, but it was just like, I mean, I gave it everything. There was backing tracks and stuff. All of this attention for just a joke that I thought of for 2 seconds. And the funny thing about creating that song, or any just random thought you have that you're really just like locked in on,
Yeah.
I've met several people that have the parody version as an alert, and they came in my stream and were just like, they had no idea. Somebody plays the song and they're like, "Oh, I have that as an alert too." And I'm like, "Yeah, I made that one." And they're like, "Wait, what?
Who?
There's no
You're the
way." And
raining
then they
semen
look and
guy?
see who up. Yeah, they see who uploaded it, and they're like, "There's no way this guy made. What the hell?" So we have that. We have the tuna song. We have all kinds of stuff, and there's gonna be so much more. I
I
cannot wait.
Okay, just for the record, I'm going to ask questions about it because I definitely
Oh
want
yeah.
to, but you don't have to answer if they're like secret, music plans or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah.
don't share your secrets before you have time to capitalize on it. Because it absolutely makes me laugh. For the record, I'm not going to make Andy sing it, though I wish I would. Go visit his Twitch chat and you'll find it.
Yeah, it's on Sound Alerts. It's on YouTube. It's just
Is it on
wild.
Blurb now too?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it is. If it's not, it should be, but I
It
think it is.
it should be Andy. To do. Make sure Andy
Yeah,
adds
yeah.
this to blurb. It cracks me up, and I think it's at least for me, an irreverence of things. And like Weird Al, come on, who doesn't
Oh
love
yeah,
Weird
for
Al and
sure.
pun
Yeah.
music and parodies um so I thank you for talking about it, by the
Yeah.
way.
Oh, it's my pleasure, so to speak.
I mean, main thing, not even gonna lie, that was one of the main questions I had. I'm like, we have to talk
Yeah.
about this.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so with music and streaming now, are you ever going to do a music stream? Do you think?
I've been trying to for a while.
Mm,
It's very difficult to get that stuff set up because, um, well, for a while I didn't have the hardware for it,
mm,
and then the last year and a half I didn't have the privacy to do it anymore. So like,
right.
you know, when my brother, my nephew moved in, it was like, oh, well, I gotta make sure that I'm not just losing my mind in here while they're, trying to sleep or go to work or whatever. So, I'm getting that back soon, of course. So it's like, okay, I'll be able to do that again. And then it just comes back down to more of that hardware issue. Like stuff
Yeah.
just moves fast, and it costs money to get that stuff set up. So I don't know about like, I'd like to do guitar streams and things. It's something I've always wanted to do, and I will at some point. But for now, it's looking more like just maybe some singing streams in the future or something like that. But yeah, I've been syncing up audios and stuff and getting, set up for more of that when the time comes in the next, hopefully, year or so, 2026 at some point.
I am so excited. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Because at least for me, it's always been, bruh, I'm not a musician. Trust me, I tried in the 30 plus years I've been on this planet, it just will not happen. Like, I can sing, but that's very different than actually playing a guitar or playing an instrument, because singing, you are the instrument, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm always fascinated and deeply, not jealous, but very like I love musicians and people who just get it, you know?
Yeah.
So, when did you start first playing guitar or any, whatever instruments you play? Yeah.
I did like piano and trumpet throughout most of grade school. Um, and at the time, I was just learning. It was
Mhm.
mostly just a tool at that point, like what is sheet music, what is music, this and that. And
What does
then,
this circle mean? Yeah.
yeah, exactly, right.
Mhm.
It was just deciphering, hieroglyphics at that point, essentially. And then I'm in high school, I developed a personality and started actually listening to music and
Sorry.
deciding like what I wanted to actually do. And so my friends were like,
That
well, let's
was
try
me.
playing instruments.
Hmm.
But see, my family, like we didn't have like just instruments laying around. So I
Yeah.
went to a couple of friends' houses. They all had drum sets and guitars and stuff. And I'm like, how do you just have this? So, we just pick it up and mess around. And then through that, I started, just figuring out what I like to do. And at first, I played bass guitar because it just, I don't know, it was, I liked all the variety that I could play because I like any type of music. I mean,
Hmm.
I just like all kinds of stuff. So bass can really transcend a lot of genres. And just through that, I was like, I'll buy a guitar and mess around with that for a little bit. So definitely heavy into bass, but yeah, probably I'd say 15 years ago or so, maybe even a little more, I started messing around on guitar and bass and just seeing what that was all about.
Hmm. Was there? I know you like all types of music, and we talked a little bit about that before. But is there a certain genre that you really like playing?
Um,
Like something that just connects more to you actually playing rather than listening?
Playing, I would say if there is a genre, it would be transposing pop songs into more of like guitar heavy
Hell yeah.
songs. Um, yeah, because I mean, like I'll play different genres or whatever the mood strikes because I've played all kinds of different things depending on how I'm feeling and whatnot. But I really enjoy like taking a song that has little to no guitar influence at all and putting guitar into that and just kind of changing the song a little bit. I think that's like my favorite thing to do and
Hmm.
play.
Is there one song that sticks with you or that you did and you were just like, fuck yeah?
Um man, there was a couple back in the day. I think I did what's it called? Bad Romance by Lady Gaga. That was one of the first ones I ever attempted. Yeah,
Hmm.
and it's even though it was the first one, it still feels like the best one I ever did and
Hmm.
I just keep going back to that over and over again and there's a lot of actual instrumental in that song, but just putting like a distortion guitar on it. And the funny thing is like Lady Gaga is so like big into all kinds of genres as well. And she likes a lot of metal influenced music and stuff like that. And then she did I think like 18 years later or something like that along those lines, she did that duet with Metallica,
Hmm.
however long it was after she,
Time is
released
immaterial at this point
Fame.
now.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just like, yeah, I mean, she's wearing Iron Maiden shirts, but knows what Iron Maiden is. And it's just, I've always felt this like, man, she really has, which I think is why she's so successful in the genre too, because it's not just like pop music on the radio, it's pop music with some kind of like meaning
Yeah.
and it flows really well. And it's just, I don't know, it's instrumental. So that was just one.
But I'm
Yeah. Yeah, there
sorry.
you go.
That's my sad attempt at
Yeah.
drums. No, and to your point though, there's a passion in there, and
Yeah.
uh, it shines through really well, regardless of how much marketing may be on top of it, whatever it may be, or fancy outfits. We all know she's drowning
Yeah.
in money.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's that like? But no, I was gonna ask actually. You had mentioned the first one you played. Do you think that might be like akin to like when you first play a video game and that feeling that you always kind of want to recapture? You know what I mean? Like like a lot of people, for me,
Yeah.
I wish I could replay Dragon Age. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Yeah.
exactly.
And so
That's why I don't finish a lot of games because there's always some reason to go back to them, you know? And I hate that
don't say
about me, but I
that.
also love that.
I always say that because I get picked on for that so much.
Yeah, it's like that's why I never finished Banjo-Kazooie for so long. So I'm like,
Yeah.
that's one of my favorite games. And if there's always a level I haven't played, I'll always go back to it,
And it'll
you
always
know?
be something new.
Yeah,
Like it won't be
exactly.
cemented in my brain. Oh gosh.
Yep.
I no joke, just as a little sidebar, started Horizon Zero Dawn, only
Yeah.
8 hours in. My chat's already picking on me because
Oh,
I
good.
was like, what is literally every side quest I can do to avoid this?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for
Because I'm
sure.
already
But
enjoying myself. I don't want it to end.
yeah, and that's Skyrim for me. I mean, I'll
Mm.
do anything but finish the game. I mean,
Have you
literally
actually never finished
anything.
it yet?
I think I finished a mainline story quest, and then there was still all kinds of DLCs and other things out there. So I'm just like, let's stretch it out.
Well, and the good news about those games in Horizon Zero Dawn 2 versus like Banjo Kazooie, it is possible to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Banjo Kazooie, all those older games, like, just didn't have the capacity to,
Right.
you know, create an in depth world universe.
Yeah. Yeah. They did the best with what they had, and it was great. But it really is just a lot of limitations of the past. And looking back on those kind of games, the ones that stand up, it's just amazing how they
Hmm.
can even, you know, come close to the fun we have back in the day, really, because a lot of those games I'll revisit. I'm like, God, I liked this. What the hell? Now I'm like, so the ones that I revisit, I'm like, yep, this is very good. I'm like really appreciative of.
I know my underdeveloped brain me thought this was great.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's some that I revisit. And I'm just like, what? How do you even play this? I
Hmm.
mean, maybe it's rated, like a child game because children are better at it than me and they can actually comprehend what's happening.
Yeah,
Because
they can see
I
without
can't.
glasses, or for the most
Yeah,
part.
exactly. Right, exactly. They
Have
have the
fine motor
time to
skills
figure the level
developing
out.
rather than
Right.
arthritis developing.
Yeah. I know. I feel like I did a full workout and all I did was play the first level of a game.
My blood pressure, I was so tired after starting Horizon Zero Dawn because I don't
Yeah.
know if you played it all, but there's a lot of emotion in that game.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was so tired. Like at the very end, I was like, what are y'all doing to me? Anyway. No. Oh, Andy. Oh, no, I gotta tell you. Okay,
Uh,
so after I got done playing the second stream of it, I
yeah.
bruised my thumb.
Oh, God.
I shit you
Yeah.
not. I shit you not. Because I had an Xbox controller, attached to the
Yeah.
computer. And part of the mechanic is she can sprint. So she
Oh,
runs
yeah.
as like a base movement, but then she sprints to avoid monsters or, whatever. I shit you not, man. After stream, I picked up my drink that was cold, and I was like,
Yeah.
why is my mug like bumpy?
Oh.
It wasn't the mug. Like, it wasn't the
No.
mug, y'all. It was my fucking finger. Like, when you get like a
Oh,
deep
God.
bruise where it's like under the
Yeah.
skin and it's like a little hardened part?
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I joke you not, man. Talk about getting older.
Jesus.
Like,
Yeah, that's
that
brutal.
was a sad comment. And especially compared to, like, I know we played
Mm.
N64, right? Like, that,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
what? Like, that thing was just a hard piece of plastic, like Lego tensile strength.
Yeah, and I will never forget ever when I first played games with that controller. I didn't, I was used to the NES controller,
Yeah.
so it was a square. It was like, okay, hand goes here,
Teeny tiny little
and I
buttons.
hit buttons. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then I see this fucking trident, and I'm like, what do I do? So I put my hand on the side of both, and then tried to stretch my thumbs into the middle
Yeah.
as a child, and it didn't make any sense. And my dad's like, I think you got to hold it like this. And I said, oh, that's, I guess, how you do it. I don't know.
And honestly, begs the question, why was the one on the left there? Like for the D-pad? What?
Yeah. Yeah. I
No
know
one
they
holds it
redid a
like
lot
that.
of those controllers and they made them like normal controllers after
Mm.
that. But yeah, the first ones, I don't know if they were trying to make a statement or what they were doing, but that was the
This is
craziest
our
thing I've
brand,
seen.
Trident.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It's like, what does this have to do with anything? What even is this design? A lot of extra space there for nothing.
Oh my god, I love it. Was
Yeah.
there ever like a video game soundtrack that was your favorite?
God, it had to be GoldenEye. That was just, I mean, that was some real, like, I've never, because it wasn't just like, okay, we made music. That whole
Yeah.
studio was genius back in the 90s. Rare was doing like all kinds of things that were just incredible. But the music they did, they actually incorporated so many of the old, like, James Bond songs into it and did just enough to make them new, but also feel immersive. And
Right.
it, like, I mean, you just felt that game with the soundtrack. It was so good, and it's like to this day just some of the best music I've heard in games. I mean, if you're going to call back to a long running, franchise, and you use music, it's hard to kind of like it's hard to capture 50 years or whatever of literal just cinematic masterpieces, I guess, because there's a lot of iconic music that came out. And to do that in a video game, they haven't done anything like that since for any of those games. And I
Mm.
know Rare hasn't handled a lot of them, but like, I mean, that was just something I've never seen before in a game.
Mm-hmm. And I love that, especially just world building, world encompassing. I'm not sure. It provides an experience that keeps you playing the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like
definitely.
bad music can also take you right out of it.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
If there's like music definitely helps a lot. Actually, a great example of this is Duke Nukem 3D
Mm,
because I never noticed this when I was growing up, and now going back to it, I notice it entirely.
yeah.
The 64 had a very limited capacity for what it could do, of course.
Right.
So you keep in all the good world building bits and everything like that, but they took out the music because the sound was not like they weren't able to keep the sound on the cartridge.
Mm,
So if you play Duke Nukem 3D on the PC, there's music, there's like sound effects in the atmosphere and things like that that are kind of along the soundtrack. And then if you play 64, it's just there's a couple of background noises, but no music at all, and it's
mm.
just really weird. So yeah, music just helps so much more with the feel and the flow of games.
Now, with your, I don't want to say you only stream scary games, but that tends to not maybe be a favorite. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because that just came out of nowhere too. Because I hated anything horror or scary beforehand,
Mm-hmm.
but then because I react and because it's just so like, jump scary from not just the games but sound alerts too, it's like I've played more of those than that and simulators. I've played more
Mm-hmm.
of those than anything else in my life, I feel like.
Yeah, and I feel like, at least for me, because I am also, well, maybe not also, but I am a huge big baby about scary. I can't, man.
Yeah,
And
same.
legitimately, it's part of the sound design too, which is obviously intentional. But
Yep.
even things like Phasmophobia, just when you would play Phasmophobia and play jazz music, I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
can watch it now.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a big thing for me because there's three phases of phasmophobia that I've had. I've had the phasmo where there's no sound in phasmo except for what's going on,
Mm,
which I think is interesting because as a game that you want to be immersed in the life of a ghost hunter or whatever, you probably wouldn't have music playing in general. So I get that
right.
aspect of the game and why they do it. Um, but I was like, okay, so that was phase one. Just play the game as it is, fine. Then I started playing like creepy, like eerie music in the background, like haunted house kind of like. It wasn't anything that was going to stand out a lot, but you just kind of like it would be in the back of your mind, and it'd get your heart racing a little bit and stuff. And it was very tense. So then I had that going, and it was a lot of fun, but also um, I was scared regardless. So then I thought, okay, we can take that a step further and just play jazz music in the background. So anybody just listening can kind of relax and hang out and listen to whatever's going on. But it doesn't amp me up enough where I'm not going to get scared of sound alerts and ghosts.
Right.
I'm like chilling, and then all of a sudden something scares me. It scares me big time. So it almost amplifies the scares to
Yeah,
have
also
just
like
a
lulls
relaxing
you
sound.
into a sense
Yeah,
of
it's a
security.
roller
Yeah.
coaster. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where that all came from. But yeah,
And that's the thing is, I swear I would be more scared because you were scared. And it
yeah,
did
oh
the
yeah,
same thing to the viewer as well of just like, this is, oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah, exactly. I know. And it's so funny because like that is exactly I get that so often where it's just like I'm only scared because you just jumped, you
Yeah.
just got scared.
Hmm.
I'm like, I know I can't help it, and I always apologize for that
No,
because I feel
don't.
so bad, but
No,
it's
it's
so
so
funny.
funny. At least not to me. I don't think you should.
Nah.
It's very funny, and just as a content creator, A plus.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just so many clips where I'm like, I yell and then I'm like, oh, sorry everybody. I didn't mean, okay, anyway, moving on.
This is totally It's even better when it's a cascade, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Like there's an initial freak out. No, we're good, it's fine, it's fine. You
Yeah.
know?
Exactly.
It
Oh
just keeps
God, I love
repeating.
that.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Mhm.
Oh man. And you know, honestly, I'm not sure how I want to phrase this question, but for me, even though I'm not a musician, I always need music playing.
Mm.
I don't know, neurochemistry, whatever it may be. Are you like that? Like when you're not streaming or
Yeah,
not
life
working?
is very rhythmic, you know?
It
I mean,
is.
everything, like heartbeats and breath and, everything is just literally rhythm, right? And
Mm,
I mean, music has to be part of that, I feel like. And it's so mood dependent. It's so like, I think about this pretty often, but if I'm sitting in just a dead silent room, then I'm thinking a lot more, right? And that's good if you want to think a lot more. But if you want to focus in and work on something, there's got to be music. There's got to be like a conversation. There's got to be something else going on where I don't give my brain time to jump to the next thing or not.
mm-hmm,
So, like, if I'm sitting here and I'm working on like writing something out or I'm scheduling stuff out or doing anything PC related, working on an overlay or whatever I'm doing. If I'm also listening to music or a stream or a YouTube video or something, it's like, okay, I hear that, but I'm also over here. If I don't have any of that, then I'm like, I could be going downstairs and doing this thing, or maybe I should think about doing this, or how about playing this game, but I don't have time to even do that if I don't have music and stuff on. So it just kind of helps you move and
mm-hmm.
do things.
And that's the thing. It's like I don't know about you, but when it gets quiet, yes, my brain doesn't stop either. It's like
Yeah.
just a cacophony of different ideas. Like, well, you could do this. Well, you should do this.
Yeah.
But what if we could do
Yeah.
this? Yeah, and at least for me, I can't control it. Like,
Nope.
it doesn't matter if it's silent. Then my brain at least is like, and just throws things
Yeah.
at
Oh,
me
a
until it
hundred
sticks. It's
percent.
horrible. Is there any particular sound or not sound song and or album that you kind of always return to when you're looking at music or want to keep replaying? I know you said it's mood dependent, but
Yeah. Anything Iron Maiden, really. I mean,
mm.
that's just the band I can listen to anytime. In fact, that's kind of like my danger music, where like if I listen to that, then I'm like, oh, I got to listen to all of it. It's just
Kale's like, what
it's
does
not
danger
like
music mean?
yeah. Oh, because I literally say that when I'm walking. Because if I have
Mm.
everything on like shuffle, I'll just song here, song there, all the genres, and then I hear like an Iron Maiden song, I'm like, nope, got to start that album from the beginning and listen to the whole thing. I mean, I just get locked in.
Yeah.
So it's definitely that. Like
No,
I'll
I
go
feel
back to
that.
that all the time. Yeah.
Is it something like kind of like we were talking about? You want to re-experience your favorite game again for the first time. Is it something like
Yeah.
that? Like when was the? I mean, I know there's multiple obviously Iron Maiden albums, but like does it ever kind of go like that for you when you hear it? It kind of revokes that like first experience of this was the best fucking thing I ever listened to for the first time.
It's weird. It brings back a lot of memories of listening to it in pivotal times of life where you
Yeah.
just kind of come online and think about this and that. So I remember the first 3 songs I downloaded off of like iTunes when that became a thing.
Hmm.
And like I just remember just like looking at a laptop and telling my mom about it, and we were just talking about it and downloaded that, or then playing like a game after school or something and listening to it on an MP3 player
Yeah.
and like stuff like that, like just things like that. There's so many songs tied to that kind of stuff. And then there's this one song, Strange World, which sounds so little like Iron Maiden, but it's just
Hmm.
such an atmospheric song, and it's just something that I really love. And I would listen to that all the time on the drive home through the woods after like working nights at my catering place.
Hmm.
And it was just one of those things, you're just in the middle of nowhere and there's stars and there's the song. And it was just like a memory I'll always go to. Like you can't have it again, but you can feel that kind of vibe. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
totally.
I love that. And I love that you talk to your mom about it. That makes me so
Yeah.
happy for some reason.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say she's not an Iron Maiden fan or question.
Not really. She
Yeah.
likes a lot of that kind of music. Well, she likes just music in general. I mean, she's always trying to go to Metallica concerts and stuff like that and just see things and do things. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean, she's like me. She'll listen to just anything,
I was like,
literally
you had to get it from
anything.
somewhere, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cute. I love that so much. And for me, it's always the first two Linkin Park albums. Like
Yeah.
that was probably those two CDs were probably the ones that I first listened to all the way through.
Yeah.
Like there was no song on there where I was like, nah, skip. I love that.
Yeah, that's a special kind of album too, especially these days.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
it's all about singles now, I swear.
and that was kind of the weird thing. It's like I don't know. This might be a dying experience, maybe. Because like for us millennials, that's still a thing. Like it wasn't records,
Yeah.
but it was CDs,
Yeah.
and a set curated experience from the people. The band.
Yeah.
Sorry, the people. The band.
Some people
Like, who
somewhere.
the fuck were they? Specifics. The band. The curated list. Oh my god. And that's kind of, this is a weird just how my brain works thing, but it kind of makes me feel like a weird insight for us now that we are also content creators
Yes,
in
definitely.
a throughput to music and things like that, because YouTube has playlists, right?
Yeah.
And I know
Yeah.
you've got multiple YouTubes, which the playlist, blah blah, we always watch it. Yeah, it's great. Anyway, enlightened moment. So I definitely want to ask though, with, not that I'm trying to lead you anywhere, no, who would do
Yeah.
that, with your music streams and your love of music, like, do you think, or could you give us some insight maybe into what you would want to do as a music stream, maybe?
Oh
Anything
yeah,
we can look
totally.
forward to? Yeah.
I if I had my way of doing what I wanted to do, I would have just a full on couple to 3 hour long, like kind of like a concert, like a
Mm.
production of just, you can come in and I'll be playing a song and we'll talk a little bit after the song. There might be a list of songs to play or whatever, or just a complete set list or something, but just put on like just a show like that where I could play guitar, have a backing track, sing some stuff or whatever, but like it would be a whole experience of different songs. And I've thought about this many times where, like maybe one Friday night or Saturday night every month to do just, oh, this is the 80s throwback concert or whatever. This is the, you know, karaoke night kind of thing. This is the, Iron Maiden set list, whatever. But like just something like that, because I would love to do that. I got a lot of the physical, like in-room stuff to do that. I
Mm.
don't have the plugins yet for everything, but I mean, partly there. So that would be the idea.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to ask, what would be the like curated '80s playlist that you would have for us?
Oh
If you
man.
could, pull it out,
Yeah,
just
I would
no
it'd
hold
be
bards. Yeah, just
it's you'd have to have like Take on Me on there. You'd have to have some Hall and Oates or something. You'd have
yes.
to. I mean, there's just so many. And you could just go down the list of so many songs. But yeah, it would be like just if you had a top 100 '80s songs, pop songs or
Hmm.
alternative songs or something like that. I would be just going down that list. We've heard most of them on the on the stream,
Yeah.
really. A lot of them I discovered even on the stream. Actually, some of the ones, man, I swear, like the playlist just goes and does its thing, and I'm like, oh, that's a song I want to hear from now on. Sure,
Like I will now add
So,
this into rotation 40 years later.
and you're right, but that's another good thing about the like those Minecraft streams we were talking about, and like the before camera, I would have the music playing,
Mm,
and I'd be sitting there thinking like, this is like an awesome song. Why have I never heard this? And it would just be on that '80s playlist.
yeah, and the internet being like, "But have you heard this one?" Oh
Yeah. Oh
gosh,
yeah.
I know I personally would be very happy if you had like an '80s night every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to do something like that. I think that would be just really, really fun.
Hmm. I think it would be, especially
Yeah.
just get an Andy concert. Now, would you ever
Yeah.
play original things?
Maybe.
Mm.
I had a whole lot of stuff before, but um it's hard to like I don't know, it's hard to put all that stuff together and then be able to play it in a way where it's like interesting to like I know there'd be a few people that'd be like, "Yeah, this is great," but then would it be the energy I'm looking for either? Because I
Mm.
mean, I definitely think I could throw one or two in here and there, but I don't know if I even have the ideas fine tuned enough to want to play them live. I mean, I recorded a whole bunch of stuff back in the day and I put it on like MySpace and we had CDs and stuff
Oh,
like that, but it was
MySpace.
still just like, yeah, yeah, exactly, right. It was still just like, man, this is something that we could play live, but why would we? So until there's
What do
something
you
that I'm
mean,
like, yeah,
why?
this has got to go out there. Yeah, that's always been the big fun thing about recording music for me. It's like I love the thing until I fine tune it and perfect the recording enough to the point where I'm like, I'm tired of hearing this and playing this.
Mm.
you
No,
know?
I get that, and
Yeah.
do you think maybe that's a uh, like I think we all kind of suffer from this turning our hobbies into work thing,
Yeah,
and
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, do you kind of not fear that, but maybe that kind of affects an idea of music for you?
Yeah, I think it's just the critical aspect of it too. It's like,
Mm.
how am I going to put this up to the things I just listened to from all these great artists? What am I even thinking?
Oh, Andy.
You know, but that's just how it is, though.
No, it is.
That's
And I say,
literally,
oh, Andy, as a
yeah,
friend, not as a, I do the same exact thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's just so
man.
hard to get out of your own way with that kind of stuff, and that's
Yeah.
how it's funny because I talk about it all the time, like just do stuff. And then I'm sitting here like, why would I just do stuff? So,
Well,
like,
in
take your own
certain
advice.
ways, like, I feel like, because even playing a video game is such, in a way, a more universal experience, but it's an experience that you are going on a journey that someone else has set for you
Yeah,
versus something like music and or singing where you could be laying those tracks down. That was
yeah.
not a pun intended, but now it is. I'm so smart.
True.
But like Jesus. No, but like, God. But legitimately, like especially your own stuff. Like your own music, your own songs, that kind of thing. It
Yeah,
it's it's such a different thing. Like I don't even know how I'm trying to explain it, but maybe imposter syndrome, or it's just you see what your standard or your goal would be if you had like either that talent or that time or that money or that investment or whatever it might be,
yeah.
and just go, well, I can't do that.
Yeah, my
Which
problem is I always see a song and I think that's an incredible idea, and I didn't think of it? So, like, why am I not able to come up with stuff like that? But,
God,
yeah,
freaking
it's
felt,
always
man.
tough.
Yeah, it's so felt though. And that's the thing though. I really think I was talking to someone about this yesterday, actually. No, this morning, about voice acting.
Mhm.
And just I personally wouldn't have become a voice actor without my Twitch community, literally.
Yeah,
And having those people that, you know, are excited for you no matter what you're doing because you're
yeah.
excited. And I'm just saying, if you ever did and start putting your own stuff out there, I would have little Andy flags like, yay!
Yeah, I feel that too. It's just, the other tough thing about it too
Mm,
is, like I say, it's so mood dependent and stuff. I
yeah.
jump around from what I want to actually create. I even had the idea to make like an everything album, which makes no sense, but it was like, I would have just a song from all these different genres that I enjoyed, and it was just record this, and just by the end of the album, you're like, how did we get here?
Andy, I would be so fucking on board with that. You don't even know. I would even draw an album cover for you that is an everything bagel. Like, what?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Right?
Actually, that's genius. Yeah.
I thought that's where you were coming
And
from.
we'd have to have cream cheese coming out of the hole. That'd be
Oh, I
perfect.
mean, of course, come on. And I'm imagining like the 90s cartoon feel of
Oh yeah,
things
definitely. Yeah.
oh shit, what's that one band? Oh help. Kids Aren't All Right. They
Oh, the
Offspring.
Offspring.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like but their one album that I will not remember the name of, but The Kid on the Swing.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that kind of art style, but it's an everything
Yeah.
bagel, and yeah, we got to make it raunchy
Exactly. Oh
somehow.
yeah.
And then maybe
Yeah,
even like the
totally.
back of it, if it was a CD, like the two open halves.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. Yeah,
Go
wow.
on.
God.
Or
That's
actually,
crazy how
you
your
know what?
brain
That's
just
got to be the
works like
inside
that.
cover. Hold on, I amend my
Man,
statement.
that is wild though. I mean, this is just like I it's amazing seeing people like just work on something together out of
Yeah.
nowhere and it just kind of happens. It's so wild how that works, you know?
Though, but that's kind of like I don't know. I've had the weirdest evolution about streaming in the last 2 months or so.
Mhm.
Of, and I think you and I are similar in this vein. Of we both view our Twitch streams as our spaces. Like we
Yeah.
control them. We are responsible for them. We take that very seriously. And at least for me in the past, it's been a very barrier too because I fear collaboration in some ways because of
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And I'll tell you, Andy, I've had this, like I said, a weird evolution on Twitch. I just got 4 book deals
Ooh.
because of it. Yeah,
Oh
random
yeah, that's what I'm
people
talking
that
about.
I've talked to in chat. I
Yeah.
shit you not, man. And it's such a weird feeling that I'm trying to embrace with, you know, faith, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Just a you can let go a little bit.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Mm-hmm.
For
And
sure.
it's such a weird thing. But so anyway, on the table at any point, if you want weird album covers, I got you, friend.
I think we're definitely. I mean, like I said, I'm going to record a whole bunch of stuff in the next couple of months too.
Oh, I'm
So
so
I
excited.
think that would be a very good idea, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And so, and I swear we're getting towards the last question, I promise. But slight little swing here. But you've been doing video editing, and you've done it for me, which, by the way, I can never thank you enough for.
No, I can't thank you enough. Are you kidding me?
Stop. No, but seriously, like I never would have done anything on YouTube without it. But um, do you think you would ever do that with like music and or music editing or anything like that?
Yeah, I used to a lot. I love it.
Really? What?
Yeah, I used to do that stuff all the time with bands in the local area and everything. I mean, nobody could afford to go to like a whole, studio and
Yeah, yeah.
production company or anything like that. So, we just learned the tools at the time. I'd have to I mean, it's so much different, more advanced than it used to be. And, it's like, it's very overwhelming. But I will say, learning like DaVinci and learning OBS and things like that, how I've kind of shifted gears from just like throw something in there and make exactly what you want to how I do things now with editing and all that, where it's like, okay, start here and then go here and then start back at the beginning again and see how you would do it differently or better or add other
Mm,
things. So that's kind of been how I'm going to tackle like producing any kind of music nowadays. Whereas before it wouldn't be like that. Before it'd be like, I'm just gonna, bang my head against this program forever and, just hope it comes out the right way. So
yeah.
yeah, I think it's very overwhelming to look at the new stuff, but now with like a shift in mindset on how to like learn it and do it,
Mm,
I think I'm definitely interested in going in and doing that more, almost more than recording live instruments because um recording live instruments, like that's just a feel thing. You do what you got to do, listen to it back, see if you can do it better or different or whatever. But when you're producing something that's already been laid out, it's like, oh, I can make this hit a little better, this flow a little bit, this smooth into that. So I think that that almost is more exciting to me than recording an actual song again.
really?
Mm.
Okay. Maybe from like a collaborative standpoint, like.
Yeah,
Mm,
definitely. I think if people have those ideas but don't have the tools to put them, out,
mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm, some kind of sound engineer or anything, but I definitely get very excited about like oh man, I really feel this part of the song, or this verse comes in a little different than the last verse did, or the way it all wraps up at the end. If you can like lift some of the low end levels or something and just feel it a little more, like it just those little impacts definitely get me more excited than me sitting around and pretending like I'm writing songs again.
Oh my god, stop. No, but good to know.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But okay. But seriously, like, just even spoiler alert. No, well, hopefully by the time that this actually comes out, it's not a spoiler anymore.
Yeah.
But I have another crazy harebrained idea that I'm going to
Ooh.
do some music for this podcast.
Yeah.
Brace yourselves.
Okay, let's go.
Brace yourselves, everybody. And would desperately need some help. So
Yeah,
just
for sure. That's
looking at you,
awesome.
bud.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
The implied question of you're going to help me, right?
Oh yeah.
Because
Oh,
again,
100%.
at the very beginning, we established not a musician, y'all. Me, no, nope, can't do it. Like it's something about like chords make sense, strumming does not, which is
Yeah.
so weird for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel that. The funniest thing about that too is like anything when it comes to drums is like I understand all of the patterns, time signatures, and things like that.
Mm.
I love what I enjoy listening to as far as drum beats and the type of things that can get laid out onto songs, but I couldn't play them to save my life, and it sucks. Like I know what I want to do, I just
Right.
can't do it. It's crazy. It's so wild. Like why is this moving this way when I want it to move that way? And it's like, come on, arms, what are you doing?
This wasn't intended to be my last question, but I will ask it as the
Yeah.
last one. Just, do you ever feel then like our lives are just kind of like being back to a little kid where you don't have the coordination to do something? Like you're trying to kick a ball and you just like kick the ground
Oh
and hurt
yeah.
yourself. Like,
Yeah, totally. I mean, throwing a baseball in my DC house, I was, I one summer I didn't know why it wouldn't work. I couldn't do it right,
no,
And then the next summer,
no.
zero practice, but I had, that rhythm down or whatever. I just kind of
Mm.
understood it a little better, maybe a little more strength or something, and I could do it. But, I always think back to that summer previous where I was like, I know what I want to do. I just physically cannot do this. I don't understand why. Yeah, totally
I'm
get
only
that.
laughing because I feel like that all the time. Just
Yeah,
like,
I know.
and then
It's so like that with instruments.
I mean everything, like, and even
Yeah.
just I swear I have those moments of just like, am I even coordinated and or smart enough to accomplish this? Like
Yeah.
I'm well into elder millennial age, and then just then the weird thing happens, the flip side of I talk to someone else who's like, I want to do that, and then I start talking to him about it because I'm like, oh, I'm interested, I want to hear it,
Yeah.
and then you realize, oh, maybe I'm a little farther than I thought it was.
Yeah. I know. God, that's the life of a creator, right?
Yeah.
At any level. It's like you are literally just at your spot and nobody else will ever know what that's like. People will be looking at you and saying, man, I can't wait till I get to that point someday. And then other people will be like, man, you're really just starting out now. And it just depends on the journey you're on and where you are, I guess. But yeah,
Mm.
nobody's going to understand it better than you do,
Yeah. Oh God, I really do. Um, Honestly, Andy, like I said, I had some other things, but you know what? I think that's a very good place and almost inspirational
Wow.
to end at. You're only where you're at. Nobody can understand it. Good luck. No, I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. You're just lost in a sea of
Yeah.
confusion.
People cheer you on, but they don't know.
They'll
They
never
don't
know
know.
what you feel. God, no. All right, actual last question. What,
Yeah.
based on how you're feeling right now, and you're not gonna hurt my feelings, I swear, just what song would you want to listen to, or what playlist?
Um that oh god, I wish it was released. The freaking that Ava Max song,
Oh,
Emotions. They did a cover
yes.
of or I guess not a cover. She did kind of like a remix or reimagining of that what is it, an ABBA song, Emotions, I think.
Mm. Don't
Um
go
yeah.
wasting it. That one. Oh,
Oh, it's so
oh.
good. And I just listened to it again the other day and I was like, man, I wish they could release this. That
Mm-hmm.
would be amazing. But yeah, it's always one of those songs that gets me like really just, I don't know. I'm just happy listening to that song. It's
Hell
so
yeah.
awesome.
Well, and plus it's Ava Max. Come on.
Yeah, anything Ava Max is great,
Mm-hmm.
literally.
Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm gonna take that as a win. Thank you.
Oh, hell yeah. Definitely.
Oh man. Well, Andy, thank you so much for hanging out with me and just being willing to kick off this little project with me. Because
Oh, yeah. No,
the
thank you for having me.
transcript
This
just
is
says
great.
anxiety noise.
Yeah. I love this so much. This is a great
Aw.
idea. And, I like I said, I just appreciate everything, this and all that we've done together and will do together, you know?
Yeah. No, me too. It's been like I know you said, no one's gonna know what you feel. No, but like no
Yeah.
one's gonna be where you're at. It's absolutely true. So thus, inferring from that, don't hold yourself back and or feel like you were in a weird slump because of it. Right? Like
Yeah,
let it be an
totally.
uplifting, you can only know where you're gonna go. But truly either because we started at the same time-ish or we're very similar, at least for me, I've always felt like I have a friend that can kind of get it when
Yeah, for sure.
everything else feels like just a big black gray box of just like what.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I know. Because if there's one person that knows what it's like to just, just wake up and be like, it's time to go,
Yeah.
and go to sleep and be like, well, should have done this, should have done that, could have done this, and I'm sitting there in bed like, oh, there's a computer just like a foot
Nope, don't do it.
away from me. I could just do this real quick. Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I know, and nobody gets that kind of stuff, because it's like we have so much time, but no time at all,
Yeah, oh, yes, I do know.
Yeah,
as I
yeah,
go, oh my gosh, it's already Wednesday. What just happened to Monday, Tuesday? Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
I
If
don't know.
anybody ever tells me I'm bored or they're bored or whatever, and they have nothing to do, I'm just like, how?
Yeah, how did you get there?
Really?
Is
How?
that
Yeah.
Nirvana? Did you attain it? Like,
Yeah, seriously. I was like, man, you have no idea.
oh man. Well, now this will be coming out in about Marchish time. So, is there anything that you want to make sure to talk about, and or anything that you're planning on that you want anyone to know, or just anything even going on now that will be on YouTube to view later?
There's the 7-day series, of course, where it's just, a different Let's Play each day of the week. And it's a continuation series. So that gives people a chance, if they like what game I'm playing on a Sunday, they can come back every Sunday and get the next part, without having to tune in every single day or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's going to be playlists too if you want to go back and watch some of your favorite retro games and things from the past. I'm working on that. And then there's also going to be a retro revenge series, which is games that I've done on YouTube that I haven't either completed or done all the way through, or maybe just didn't finish, and I'll go back and play them again and finish them and like really work hard at actually understanding the game. So that's going to be coming out on YouTube, and
Hell yeah.
the stream is going to be streaming. That's for sure.
Yes, I only laugh because I'm like, yep, nope. That train still keeps on going, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely.
Well, man, thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. And for anyone who wants to go find Andy's work, you can go to twitch.tv Andy_Havok, and that's HAVOK. There's the link tree on there because I know you have multiple YouTubes,
Oh, yeah.
so please go check those out. They're very fun. All of his content is incredibly entertaining and inviting, and one of the best things to have playing in the background, like while you work. I promise. And if you don't believe me, well, shove off. Anyway, so and that's how nice I am. Please, everybody, take care of yourselves as best you can, and you're gonna love this. TTFN, Torin talks for now. Bye, everybody.
Have a good one.
Bye. From topics A to Z via 1, 2, 3, you'll always be fun to me.